Good morning, Bowl for Christ family. So, I just wanted to share this with someone this morning. I don't know who needs it, but I just woke up and literally just started writing what was on my heart. And I honestly didn't even know that this was on my heart until I started writing. Um, but the title of this video diary or whatever you want to call it is You Are Enough, even if the mirror says otherwise. You are enough, even if the mirror says otherwise. And somebody needs to literally repeat this and just let's go. I am enough, even if the mirror says otherwise. Say it one more time. I am enough even if the mirror says otherwise. Okay, so let's get into this. This is a part of my Oil and Honesty series, and it's just like a video diary where you're just going to hear my voice. You're not going to see any videos. There's no distractions. That way you could just listen, and it's just me basically speaking what God places on my heart, the things I think about and discuss with God, the things that nobody really wants to talk about out loud that can free somebody. So, you are enough, even if the mirror says otherwise. You are enough, even if the mirror says otherwise. And I know personally that a lot of people struggle with body dysmorphia. A lot of people struggle with self-hatred. A lot of people struggle with trauma from the past that has them walking in like a misconstrued perception of themselves. Like a lot of people struggle with self-worth in different capacities and people don't talk about it. They cover it up with testimony and praise and worship, but the reality of it is, and it's early, y'all. Y'all know how I am when it's super early. But the reality of it is that you can't just cover how you feel up with praise and worship and testimonies and keep going. I feel like that's similar to us being stuck in this cycle that our parents taught us of what goes on in this house stays in this house. And because of that, so many people grew up to be adults that suffer from past traumas because they never talked about it because their parents told them whatever goes on in this house stays in this house. That's their way of saying, don't talk about what happened to you outside of these walls, right? And that led to a lot of trauma when it comes to many adults, right? And when you say yes to God, people feel like you're just supposed to cover that up with praise, worship, testimony, with the goodness of God and not really deal with these things. But that's a lie. That's a lie. God cannot bless who you pretend to be. So you can cover it up all day with makeup, but just like makeup, when you take it off, your true face is revealed. You can see all the spots, you can see all the discoloration, you can see the wrinkles more, you can see the dark eye circles more. It once you take that makeup off, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. So I don't know who needs to hear this morning, but you are enough, even if the mirror says otherwise. And I was thinking on Psalm 139 verse 14 where God tells us that we're fearfully and wonderfully made. And we've heard that verse our whole entire lives. But do we really actually understand what it means? I don't think so because I understood it. Like when you hear it, it's like, okay, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. So yeah, we're made in the image of God, and because He's God, we're great. So it doesn't matter what we're going through internally, externally, how things look. Like God made us, so that's what it is, and don't question it. That's how I look at it. Like that's honestly how I think a lot of people look at it. But I chose to dig a little bit deeper this morning into what is fearfully and wonderfully made actually mean. What does Psalm 139 verse 14 actually mean for us? So let's look at it. So in Hebrew, the word fearfully in this verse is yar, and it's spelled Y-A-R-E, yar, right? Or it could be pronounced yer, one or the other, yer or yar. We're going to call it yar, but that's the Hebrew word. It's spelled Y-A-R-E. And this word, when it comes to fearfully, it means to fear, to be in awe, to stand in holy reverence, as in to have deep respect for someone or something. But fear in this verse and with this Hebrew word does not carry the meaning of being scared, as fear is usually defined as, right? There's no anxiety in this verse. There's no timidity in this verse, right? That's not what it means at all. So this verse, this word in this verse, fearfully, it's pretty much saying that God did not create us in a scared state. He did not create us in an anxious state. He didn't feel timid when he was creating us, right? He wasn't afraid of who or what we would become, but instead he created us with a holy divine respect for how we would turn out. And I need y'all to catch this. He created us with a holy divine respect for how we would turn out. Even though God knew every facet of who we would be, he knew our struggles, our weaknesses, our flaws, our callings, our struggles, and he was still big-eyed with amazement as everything about us was coming together. He didn't create us out of routine or repetition. We weren't just formed, we were respectfully designed and intentionally created. There was intentionality behind every part of us. Like, listen to me. He was big eyed when he was creating you, meaning he was creating you with amazement in his eyes. And that's a huge thing coming from God, who is, his name is amazement all by itself. But yet, when he created you and when he created me, he was big eyed in that creation. There was no hesitation. He wasn't afraid. He wasn't anxious. Like I said, there was no timidity there. Like, he created us and he had awe in his eyes. There was a divine reverence, a divine respect for us. Even though he's God of all gods, there was a divine respect for us as he was creating us. And that's a big deal, guys. That's a big deal. Then I went to look at wonderfully, right? And in Hebrew, the word here is pala, and it's spelled Pala. And it means to be distinct, to be set apart, to be made marvelously, to be beyond understanding, to be miraculously done. Guys, I don't know who this is for, but you were created beyond human explanation. That is what this wonderfully means. You were created beyond human explanation. You're uncommon. You're extraordinary, and you're marked by divine distinction. This word pala is the same root word. This Hebrew word pala is the same root word used in other verses in the Bible, where it's talking about the wonders and miraculous acts of God, which makes you just that, a miraculous, wonderful act of God. Let's look at it. Okay, so this same word pala is in Exodus 15:11, where it says, "Who is like you, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in glory, working wonders?" This word wonders here is pala. It's referring to God's supernatural acts. Okay. Psalm 77, verse 14, it says, "You are the God who performs miracles. You display the power among the people. You display your power among the peoples." Miracles here is again pala, right? And it's pointing to the acts that go beyond human explanation. I need y'all to catch this. Isaiah 29:14, it says, "I will again do marvelous work among this people," a marvelous work and a wonder. Marvelous work and wonder both stem from the Hebrew word pala, emphasizing God's divine intervention and awe-inspiring power. Judges 13, verse 8, it says, "And the angel of the Lord said to him, 'Why do you ask my name, seeing it is wonderful?'" Wonderful here is also related to pala. It's hinting at a supernatural identity. Many believe this to be, the appearance of Christ here. But guys, what does this all mean for you? Because you're wonderfully made. It means you're a wonder, a divine mystery, something heaven carefully constructed with such intricate depth that no human mind could ever understand it. That's why you are misunderstood. That's why a lot of people don't recognize your true value. Hell, if we're being honest, you sometimes don't understand your value. You misunderstand yourself if we're really being honest in this moment, right? But the beauty in all of this is that you were never made to be explained. You were meant to be marveled at. You are Paula, right? You are wonderfully made. And I really want you guys to catch this. Mm. Only the God, the one and only God who formed you, fully understands you because he knows the unique blueprint that he used in order to build you. And that blueprint, guess what? Will never be disclosed to anyone because it's too great for them to even understand it. The creation of you was never meant to explain who you are. It was meant to reveal the awe of God so that he can get the glory out of you, out of your life, right? Our lives were designed, we are designed in the image of God. We're designed to represent him. Our life's design wasn't meant to make sense, it was meant to make God known. You're a living, breathing wonder that points back to God so that other people can find him through you. You were never meant to be understood by anybody. So I hope this helps you to look at this verse totally different when you read it. You are fearfully, yar or yer in Hebrew, and wonderfully, pala, made. And it's so much deeper than what meets the eye. You're a divine mystery, honey. God constructed you in such a deep manner that nobody will ever be able to piece together every great thing about you because it's simply too big for them, because it's too big for you, because it came from a big God. So, again, whoever this is for, you are enough. Woman of God, man of God, even if the mirror that you stand in front of every single day says otherwise, even if the mirror that you don't want to look in says otherwise, because many of you don't even care to look in a mirror. And it's not about your weight or your size. You have a lot of really petite, skinny people that don't want to look in the mirror because they hate what they see. They don't understand what they see. So the next time you go and you read this verse, take all of this with you and just understand that no one will ever understand the blueprint that God used to create you. That's between him and the heavenly realms. You won't even ever know what that looks like because it's too big for you. So I pray that this blesses somebody today. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great Sunday, and we will talk soon. Bye, guys.